All right, I'm going to see how many more people jump in, and then I will start my live stream, pretty much explaining why you haven't really gotten any new release videos from me lately, as well as showing off the stuff that I have picked up over the last few weeks that are not on any of my videos. I'm going to do one quick post on both my Instagram profiles to let people know that I am indeed live on here. And then I will start either explaining why there hasn't been a new release video, or I can start off by showing off what I picked up. Either way, up to everyone watching. So let me this up. So, like I said, I'm going to be mentioning quite a few things over the next little bit. Two biggest things are, one, why I have not had a new release video up in the last few weeks, and two, what I have actually picked up over the last like 2 or 3 weeks. Hey, what's up, dude? Like I said, just gonna be explaining why there hasn't been a new release video on here the last few weeks. And I'm also going to show off some stuff I bought, because I've bought 7 titles over the last like 2 or 3 weeks. So I do want to show those off. So let me get my stuff put up on here. And then I will all right. Sorry, my phone's acting up on me trying to send the thing out to let people know that I am indeed going live. So I guess I'll go on ahead and just start off with the first one, which is why I have not had a new release video up the last few weeks, because I think this is like the 3rd or 4th week that I've went without posting a new release Tuesday video. So one of the biggest issues I had was a couple of weeks ago, I did go out and I was trying to do a new release video. Unfortunately, Best Buy, Walmart, and Target did not have anything up. And that was the last week I did one. The only thing that I saw up anywhere was Best Buy had a couple of copies of Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent Steelbook, but I already knew that I wanted the Target exclusive Steelbook, or not the Steelbook, slipcover. So because of that, I did not pick anything up because I couldn't. And apologies, so that was part of it. One of the other things I think I've mentioned before, and it should be kind of obvious given the post I made on Instagram yesterday, for anyone that's watching this now or even later, Let's Watch a Movie is not my main thing on YouTube. It's the thing that I do more stuff on because I'm trying to get the channel to grow. I'm trying to get the Instagram page to grow. So yeah, I'm a little more interactive on this one compared to my main thing, because this one needs that a little bit more than my main stuff does. So for anyone that is watching this later, as a matter of fact, I will even go on ahead and type in the link to my main YouTube channel. For those that do not know, my main thing on both YouTube as well as Instagram, because those are the two main areas that people know me from, is Writer434. I am an independent author. I just released a poetry book. I've got a haiku collection coming up soon. And I've also got a sci-fi short story collection that I'm currently arranging. So got the link in the chat. And then once the live stream is over, I'll have a pinned comment for anyone that wants to check out my main YouTube channel. And for anyone that's wondering about basic differences, if you're not a book person, completely understood. Let's Watch a Movie just recently got 810 subscribers. I'm a little over 4,000 on my main channel. So for anyone that's wondering, yes, this is indeed a side project sort of thing. But I am currently working on some of my projects for my stuff as Writer434. So after the week that I didn't find anything, I have my schedule set up so that on Tuesdays, I can spend Tuesday doing my new release video, going out to Best Buy, Walmart, wherever else I go, buying stuff, and then having the video up as soon as I possibly can on Tuesdays. Well, one of the ways that I promote what I do as Writer434 is selling my books at conventions, festivals, stuff like that. And my next event is this Saturday. And my poetry book was not quite ready. So I had to use Tuesday last week to finish getting that book ready in time so I would have copies for this weekend when I'm at a Comic-Con. And today, I've gotten the notifications from both UPS and FedEx that my stuff is supposed to be here. However, with the stuff that's coming in from FedEx, I have to sign off on it. And if you've never gotten anything from FedEx, they're worse than cable companies. You're told that they'll be there sometime between 8 and 4, and then might show up at 4:30. And if you're not at the house, you're screwed. So I kind of have to be here right now instead of out doing my normal thing, because I have to sign off for that stuff. I need those books to be here so that I have them for Saturday. All right. Okay, so I've got everything shared, and I just realized that I am staring at two things on my shelf that I did not put right here. I will be right back so that I can show everyone everything that I've also picked up over the last few weeks. Okay. So like I said, with this being a side project, sometimes this has to be pushed to the side. for what I mainly do, because what I do as writer 434 isn't just a passion project or something like that. Like, I make money off of that. That's how I pay my bills. So I kind of need to put that first when the time calls for it. And the last few weeks, the time has called for me to put more focus on what I do with writing versus what I do on here. So to those that have wanted a new release Tuesday video, I do apologize. If things go according to plans, next Tuesday there will be a new release video regardless of whatever's on the shelves. I will even buy some random ass movie just to say that I picked up something on new release Tuesday. But for anyone that is wondering, like, so UPS has already showed up with one of my packages. I am waiting on the other one from FedEx. And when I last checked, it's not up yet. So I haven't heard a knock at the door, and I also don't have any emails indicating anything. But this is the first time I'm actually showing off the physical version of this. One of the 2 books that I have released over the last few weeks is my haiku collection 575. And I don't know if my artist will be watching this later or not, but the cover was done by my friend Mary. So Mary, whenever you watch this, shout out to you for this amazing cover. And for anyone that is wondering, this is the haiku collection. Yes, I do have other stuff that's not poetry and haiku, but this is the most recent release that I have so far. And my next book is going to be a sci-fi book. So anyone interested, I will be showing that off too. But yeah, last week I had to get everything finished so that I was guaranteed the print copies this week, because Saturday is when I have a Comic-Con appearance where I'm going to be selling books. And I have another event 2 weeks after that where I'm going to be at a craft festival of sort where I'm also going to be selling books. And like I said, when stuff like that comes up, I have to put my focus on writing, not on let's watch a movie. So I do want to point out, over the last few weeks, I still have had other videos. I did do an unboxing and a review for Amityville Karen, which was directed by Cool Duder. I did an unboxing video for A24's latest exclusive, The Souvenir. And I also have a review up for Thor, Love, and Thunder, as well as a list of videos showing off everything I watched during the month of June. And I am currently, once the live stream's over, I'm going to be editing my favorite movies I've seen in theaters so far for 2022. That will go up either tomorrow or Thursday. So there's some stuff going on. It's just, I know the main thing that gets views on the channel is indeed the new release videos. Like I said, I do apologize, but a few weeks ago, none of the stores in my area had anything. Last week, I had to get the stuff done that I do as Writer 434. And this week, today, I am waiting on FedEx to show up, because if I'm not here, I don't get my stuff. If I don't get my stuff, then I'm screwed come Saturday. So that's pretty much everything as to why there hasn't been a new release video. I do want to say right now gas prices are dropping, so I'll probably go back to doing them every week. But if gas prices go back up, I'm not going to be doing them every single week, because that's another day that I have to travel 30 to 35 minutes away. Yeah, that's one thing I don't think I've ever really mentioned is I live in a town. I don't live in a city area, so Best Buy, Walmart, and Target are all 30 minutes away from me. The second closest Best Buy is about 45 to 50 minutes away from me. Thanks, man. I do appreciate it. And like I said, I've got a link in the chat section for my name channel. And this is my haiku book I recently released. And I'm currently waiting for FedEx to show up with my other poetry book. But now that I've got that out of the way, I'm assuming that anyone watching now or even later probably wants to know what I have picked up over the last few weeks. Because I have picked up some stuff. So let me get the basic ones out of the way, because I know these aren't the ones that everyone's like wanting to see. In one of my Dollar Tree hauls, I ended up getting the third Barbershop movie with Ice Cube. And recently I was going to go to Dollar General and do a Dollar General haul because I hadn't been to Dollar General in months. But they were currently doing some restocking on stuff. So I wasn't really able to pick up anything other than Barbershop and Barbershop 2. So I've got to say, I enjoyed the first movie because I did watch all three of these last week, I think. The first one's good, and probably a bit of a hot take. I like the third one. The second one, I can't say I was much of a fan of. Like, it's not a bad movie. It's just not as good as the first one. And I think I prefer the third one to the second one. And no, I don't own the Queen Latifah spinoff Beauty Shop. I did not like that movie at all. I'm just going to leave it at that. Walmart recently put out their Phantasm Box Set. This is the Walmart exclusive. Really cool looking slipcover. I gotta say, I rewatched 2 and 3 last night. The first movie is great. 2 kind of bothered me because they did replace the actor who played Michael. And it was very obvious that they did a recasting, and it kind of bugged me. So the third one felt like a breath of fresh air, but it wasn't as good as the first one. And I have not watched the 4th movie or the 5th movie yet. And whenever I do watch those, both of those, it will be my first time watch. I do have one major complaint with this box set, though. Stacked discs. 1, 2, and 3 are right here. 4 and 5 are right here. And since I'm on here, I'll do a quick little unboxing. So there's 3 because that was the most recent one I've watched. There's 1. And there's 2. And then we've also got 4. And we got 5. I did buy 5 at a Big Lots haul one point in time. I honestly never got a chance to watch it because by that point in time, that was when Shout Factory had already went out of print with Phantasm 2. And I'm a bit of a completionist. If I'm going to get something, I want to make sure I have all of the movies that are in there. Another one, I did talk about this one, I believe, in my what I watched for the month of June. And that is season 5 of Lucifer. It's kind of funny because I watched this, and the day that I watched the season finale was when they announced the release date for season 6, which is the final season. I am glad that they are continuing, or they are going to finish putting this out on Blu-ray, because I've heard different things about what Warner Brothers plans to do with the Warner Archive label. So I can't really say too much on that part. Now, I have not watched season 6 yet because I don't have Netflix. Yes, I know someone who does a movie channel and doesn't have Netflix. I'm aware. I like my physical media, as everyone probably already knows from watching this channel. But got that. The next thing I had to pick up because this is one of my favorite movies to come out in theaters this year, and that is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And this is the Walmart exclusive slipcover with all the googly eyes on it. And one of the cool things about this particular release, normally when you get an exclusive slipcover, the actual disc cover or the cover artwork for the main package is just the regular version. Nope. We have the exclusive right there. And we do have some artwork on this one, so I'll show this off. It's the same disc artwork on both of them, but you do have disc artwork on the 4K and the Blu-ray. I haven't rewatched this yet, mainly because I do need to pick up season 3 of Batwoman because I am an Arrowverse fan. Doctor Strange 2, I'm going to have to go back and see what the exclusives are because I'm going to be honest, I don't really remember. It feels like we keep getting release dates for like the 4Ks and Blu-rays for movies that haven't even come out in theaters yet. Like I think I saw the artwork for the Jurassic World Dominion 4K before I even saw it in theaters. So right now, I'd actually have to go back and check it out because I don't remember what all they've got, because I do know when the first one came out, I actually went with the 3D release of Doctor Strange over the Steelbook, because even though I can't really do 3D, there's a couple different vision issues there. I liked it. Came with a lithograph, which looked really cool, but also they used the back of the discs as the artwork for the 3D version of Doctor Strange, and I thought that was really cool. So I ended up going with the 3D version of the first Doctor Strange. With this one, I got to go back and look. And season 3 of Batwoman, whenever I get that, that will actually be my first time watching the season. With season 1, I thought it was cool that they cast Ruby Rose because I've seen her in action movies before, and Ruby Rose does a good job at action scenes. But when it came time to do more of the actual like dialogue and stuff, it kind of fell a little flat with me. Season 2 bugged the hell out of me. All right. Whatever happened between CW and Ruby Rose, I don't know everything, so I can't really say like, oh, CW was in the right or Ruby Rose was in the right. I don't know anything on that one. The problem I had with season 2 was they cast a good actress in Javicia Leslie, had a pretty decent new character with Ryan Wilder, but still put all of the focus on Kate Kane, knowing that they weren't going to get Ruby Rose back. And that bothered me because it was like, the show is called Batwoman, and you're making the current Batwoman not even the main person in her own show. So season 2 kind of pissed me off. Have you checked Best Buy yet? I think one of my friends managed to find season 2 at Best Buy not too long ago for a reasonable price. So I'd say check Best Buy before you check eBay. But yeah, I did like Ruby Rose. I also like Javicia Leslie. And even when they went through with the recasting, Wallace Day is a great actress too. I just felt like they should have put more focus on the Ryan Wilder story over Kate Kane's story, continuing knowing that when they first started doing the season that they weren't going to have Kate Kane in there. And once season 3 rolled around, I kind of didn't care. So I'm going to watch it because I'm going to pay the money for it. And I do need it so I can complete my Arrowverse collection. Because I've kind of got this gut feeling the Arrowverse is coming to an end sooner rather than later. Especially given the season 2 finale of Superman and Lois. It is possible because I know when Arrow season 8 came out, because they also had season 8, which was the final season, and the box set. I know the Best Buy in my area before they shut down, because if I remember correctly, I think Best Buy still had limited hours at the time when Arrow came out. So because of that, I think I had to do mine online. But if I remember correctly, I think they did have at least some of the seasons on shelves. And I know they did it with Supergirl because that one was one of the more recent releases. And I remember seeing seasons 1 and 2 next to season 6. And they had the box set in the section where they have their box sets at. But I will be picking up Batwoman season 3 at some point this week. It will definitely be this week. I know that much. I just don't know like what day specifically I'm going to have time to just go over to Best Buy and pick it up, because most likely that's going to be where I end up getting it at. So, still have a couple of things that I picked up recently I'm going to show off. So, like I said, the last thing I picked up, highly recommend checking this one out. I got both of these at Target a couple of days after the actual day of release. We got the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent Target slipcover. And it's got the actual exclusive slipcover artwork on the case itself. I know that Steelbook has the Golden Guns for the disc artwork. So there is the disc artwork for the Target slipcover version. And I also got After Yang from A24, which is probably going to be tonight's watch for me because it's kind of short and I've heard some really good things about this movie. I gotta be honest, I wasn't as huge of a Multiverse of Madness fan as everyone else was. Like, I thought it was a good movie. It was definitely better than the first movie for me. But it's going to depend on whether or not I want to get one of the exclusives. Because if I want to get one of the exclusives, then I'm going to have to get it pretty much day one. I think the only movie from Marvel that I've picked up recently that I didn't get day one was Eternals. And that's just because I heard a lot of negative reviews on it. So I wasn't really in a rush to get it. And I was kind of hoping for a price drop, which I believe I did get a price drop when I finally bought it. But yeah, I'm definitely getting the 4K release because I think the last Blu-ray release that I picked up for anything from Marvel was probably Black Panther. And that was just because my local Best Buy did not have the 4K Steelbook. They only had the Blu-ray Steelbook. So definitely picking up Doc Strange on 4K. And that reminds me, I also need to look through some of the MCU stuff I've got because I don't have everything on 4K yet. I haven't upgraded everything. And I'm going to show off the last two things that I have picked up over the last few weeks. I actually made an Instagram post about this one. I have seen the unbearable weight cover from Walmart. It was just, at the time, I thought the Target version looked really cool. And when I first saw it, I've had more luck with Best Buy than Amazon on that stuff. I normally don't buy my stuff online from either Target or Walmart because, in my case, there are 4 Walmart stores in my general area that are all within, like, closest one's 10 minutes away, the furthest one's 40 minutes away. So I don't normally buy stuff from Walmart's website. Target, it's just easier to do a store pickup if I'm not actually going inside the building. I would definitely go with Best Buy because I have bought some stuff from Amazon and deep discount before, like not even a week or two after its release, and I'll get something without a slipcover. Because I think it wasn't Onward. I think it was Soul. Did Soul have a slipcover? Because I think Soul was one that I'd gotten. It was either Soul or Onward, where I got it like a week or two after its release, and no slip. But that being said, I'm not going to message Amazon and go, hey, this is supposed to have this on there, because I don't think they have any say-so over that. But yeah, like I said, I went with the Target version because personally, I just thought this one looked cool, but it was also an additional discount. I think it was like 15% off on the Target app as well. So I was able to save a little bit of money on that one. And it was a week after the movie came out when Walmart finally had copies on the shelves. At least the main one I go to. The one closest to me does not have much of a media selection. And the one I go to as like a last minute resort, like if the main one I go to doesn't have something, I'll go to this other location. And if they have it, cool. If not, then I know there's no chance of me getting it from Walmart. And like I said, the Best Buy's website's the one I trust the most on getting something with a slipcover, like from the get-go. Not always a guarantee, but to me, they're more of a guarantee than Amazon. And I would also say the same with deep discount as well, because deep discount's another one I will go to if I'm not using Amazon. But again, that's just my personal experience. I know others probably have different experiences than I do with some of that stuff. They really don't. I have had very little luck. I think the last time I was fortunate enough to get one of their major new releases was when the Batman came out. I was able to get the box over there like the day of its release. The only other thing I think I've ever been able to get day one at Walmart was Mitchell's versus the Machines. They were the only store at the time that had the Blu-ray. Everyone else, for whatever reason, had the DVD. But Walmart is not, they're not reliable. That is for certain. I am not going to argue on that one whatsoever. But, and also on my end too, I can't speak for some of the other people that do videos on New Release Tuesday. I've actually been told at the main Walmart I go to that not only am I not allowed to record, if I'm caught recording, I get kicked out of the store. And the other locations don't have the same physical media selection as the main one I go to, so the other ones aren't really worth going to. And the other one that does have a decent selection is the one that's furthest out, which is about 45 minutes from where I live. And it's not worth going over there on the possibility that I'm going to get kicked out. So I got two more new things I bought recently. I'm going to quickly show these off. And I'm open to doing another, like an unboxing video with those two. I did like No Way Home's cover at Target. And even though I didn't pick up the movie, the Target exclusive cover for Morbius was also pretty cool. If I were to pick up Morbius, which I kind of don't want to because I didn't like the movie, I'd probably go with the 4K slip because that lenticular looked really cool. Again, I don't know if that's something I'm going to get. I will say there is one issue I do have with Target regarding the exclusives, and I can only speak for my area. On Friday, I think I was out and went in there to see what all they had. And my local Target had almost all of their exclusives on clearance. The Wonder Steelbook, the Dirty Dancing Steelbook, and the 31 Steelbook were like $5.99. The Hunger Games exclusive slipcovers that just came out are now $2.99. And they had Frozen 2 and Toy Story 4, those digibooks they do, were like $10.50 each. Yes, I do have Amazon Prime. That is, I have it for a lot of different reasons. The free 2-day shipping is actually the biggest one, which is weird given what I mentioned at the beginning of the video because Amazon prints the books that I write. But I do have Prime. I'm probably not going to participate in Prime Day this year because last year when I did, UPS pissed me off. That's like I had some stuff that was supposed to come in on Thursday, and I didn't get it until Monday evening. And the UPS driver, him and I, hey, we exchanged words. Let me just say that. I don't recommend going off on your UPS driver, but when you're expecting to make videos for stuff and you're having to wait 4 days, I just don't really have the time to focus on that right now. So I don't want the headache again this year. I am passing on headaches this year. As far as like some of the stuff streaming on Amazon Prime right now, I think the only thing that I've really been watching, I'm going to binge watch season 3 of The Boys probably sometime this week or next week. That's the only, I did watch Diabolical, the animated spinoff, which is really good. And for anyone that hasn't read the comics, there's a couple of episodes of Diabolical that is pretty much within. Yeah, that has happened to me almost every time that I get something that doesn't have a slipcover. I think the biggest one that it happened with, and I couldn't say anything because it was an older release anyway, was when I picked up Under the Skin and Good Time from A24. I got both of those when they were on sale for a cheap price. But most of the time, a lot of the stuff I get on Amazon does not have a slipcover. The last thing I purchased that had a slipcover, if I'm looking at it correctly, from what I am seeing, some of the Shout Factory stuff I've bought on Amazon because it was the cheaper option. So I am staring at a copy of the Nutty Professor collection. That was probably one of the more recent Amazon releases I've gotten. Like I said, it's really a 50-50 thing. But it's also kind of difficult to tell with some of them too, because like with Unbearable Weight, for example, like all the default images are pretty much rectangular and like have the slant, like angles like that. But then when you actually see the movie, the edges are rounded. So that looking at the default image isn't always the best option either. But like I said, I can only speak on my own experiences. I don't know what everyone else can say on theirs. I know if you do buy some stuff from like the third party sellers, which I don't always recommend, there's a few on there that are really good, but there are some that just outright suck. Some of them will say includes slipcover or includes digital copy, because sometimes that's not always a guarantee. But like I said, it's pretty much a shot in the dark every time. So I'm going to show off my final 2 purchases that I've gotten recently, and then after that, I'll answer some questions, talk with everyone that's here right now, and just go from there. So these I actually did show off on Instagram recently. I went to Barnes & Noble specifically for the Criterion sale, not realizing that they also had a sale for the Arrow Video stuff. So I ended up getting the Wild Things box and the True Romance box. And both of these are the Blu-ray releases because they did not have the 4K releases. I could be wrong, but I think they may have had the Steelbook for one of these 2. I'm leaning towards them having the True Romance Steelbook, but I kind of wanted the book that's inside. I actually do read these. And I ended up just picking up both of these because I'm a Quentin Tarantino fan, and he wrote this. And this is a really good movie that I think gets overlooked sometimes. So I picked up both of these, and yeah, I'm aware I did get them on Blu-ray instead of 4K, but those were the options. And with the sale, I was able to get them both for like $24, $25 each. And if anyone wants an unboxing for these, because both of them do have a lot of stuff, I'll do like an unboxing video sometime this week. Thanks. And not sure when all you jumped in earlier, but I have also picked up the first 2 Barbershop movies from Dollar General for $5 each. I got the Phantasm 5 movie Walmart exclusive. I picked up Lucifer Season 5 from Amazon, the Walmart exclusive of Everything Everywhere All at Once. I am not the hugest or biggest Power Rangers fan. Like, I grew up on the original. I watched everything from the original to Zeo, and I watched Dino Thunder because Tommy was in it. But long story short, I only watched the stuff with Tommy. I never really got into the Super Sentai stuff because this is going to sound horrible, but I don't really watch a lot of subbed stuff. Normally when I'm watching my foreign stuff, there's usually a dubbing option as well. And I'm not one of those that's like, oh, the dubbing's better or anything like that. I'm normally, if I'm watching something at home, I'm not just watching a movie or just watching a show. So sometimes I might not be paying full attention to the screen. So because of that, I've never really watched some of the Super Sentai stuff. I do know someone that has a couple of the box sets, and he told me they kind of went a little downhill recently on Shout's end. Like, the audio sounds weird, and the casing has gotten the packaging's gotten a little bit cheaper, but I do have that. The original like box set that's got everything in it. I have this, and I don't know where it's at, but I do have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. I think that's pretty much it on my end as far as like the stuff I have as far as Power Rangers go. Because I don't think I've ever really seen Zeo in stores. And every time I do see Because sometimes the sets have ended up at Big Lots before, and they always only have like one of the volumes, or one of them is broken, and that kind of sucks. So I always end up thinking, oh, I'll just pick up both of them at the same time. If you're talking the Power Rangers box set, I actually got mine at Walmart for $40, I think. I would have to check my Blu-ray.com account, but I think my collection is at 20. It's a little over 2,400, I believe. And one of the main reasons it's at 2,400 is because of Dollar Tree. So, for the record, a lot of the movies I have are a lot of things that I've just managed to pick up at Dollar Tree or Big Lots, because they have stuff at both of those places that are super cheap. And ever since starting this channel, I do go to Big Lots a little bit more, because the people at Big Lots are super supportive of what I do. Like, there's the store in my area. There's two stores that are both about an hour away from where I live. I have full permission to record. One of the stores even has my number, so they can remember to call me when they get new movies in. Big Lots themselves have shared one of my videos on Facebook when I tagged them. So part of the reason I have so many is because I've been at places where I can get movies for less than $5. But I do have a sizable like Shop Factory collection. I have a sizable Arrow video collection. I've been picking up A24 movies lately. At some point in the near future, I'm going to be doing a Blumhouse video collection. So I've got other stuff. It's just part of the reason that the number is what it is because I've managed to go to a lot of cheaper places and find stuff. But I think, if I saw it correctly, on Blu-ray.com, my count is, I think it says it's like 2430 something, with 300 of those being 4K movies. And keep in mind with the 4K ones, like my Mad Max box set is counted in the 4K collection because it included a 4K copy of Fury Road. And unfortunately, because I am looking at trying to like move, my stuff's kind of like in multiple different areas right now. Like I have some movies in my room, I have some movies in my basement, and I also have a storage container with some stuff in it. Once I 100% know that I'm going to have my own place, I will do a complete video. It'll probably be a live stream instead of like an actual video, because that video will probably cause my camera to burst into flames because of how long it will be. Oh, and also I do have I have double dipped on quite a few movies too. Like the Batman, for example, I got the slip book, the Target exclusive slipcase, and I got the Best Buy Steelbook and the Walmart box. So if it's something I really like, or if I've upgraded some of my stuff, then I have double dipped as well. And also, like I said, next week there will be a new release video. I have no idea what's coming out next week because I've barely been on Blu-ray.com recently to keep updated. And I also hadn't checked out the videos that Mid-Level Media Movies and Sue normally do on their stuff, because that's also another way I keep up, just because of all the stuff I've got kind of going on right now with my main thing as Writer 434. But hopefully, lately I have seen some more growth on here, so I can probably put some more attention on here as well in the near future. And I've also done more live streams on here compared to Writer 434, because on here I can usually get some people in. But yeah, like I said, the main things I wanted to do today were just show off some of the stuff that I picked up over the last few weeks that I know that are not in any of my videos, and give everyone an explanation as to why there's only been like 1 or 2 videos each week for the last few weeks. Yeah, I did hear about that. That really sucks because some of the stuff from Arrow, because if I remember correctly, I think that came out before the Arrow sale, so that means a lot of people put some money into that thing. I ended up skipping on 12 Monkeys because I got the Steelbook, I think at the beginning of the year. And I liked the movie, but it wasn't necessarily like on my radar to automatically do an upgrade to. But yeah, I also had that issue with Citizen Kane from Criterion. I don't know what it is, but Criterion and Arrow both, it's just like both of them have had some issues upgrading to 4K, and it kind of sucks. If it does help, though, I do know some people that have had some issues with Arrow before, and normally when they have to like contact people, like, "Hey, this is wrong," or "I got this instead of this," they're usually pretty good on that. Both of those are really good, and I'm definitely getting that extended cut because Dark Knight Returns and Death and Return of Superman were both really good when they combined both of those into one respective movie each. I gotta say, the animation style that DC is currently using is something that I'm still like trying to get used to. But I've actually enjoyed Jensen Ackles as Batman, and I'm hoping we get some more with him as Batman because I do know he's got some other projects going on. Like I know he's got the Supernatural prequel. I think he's got another show coming out where he's a lead. So hopefully we'll get some more stuff from him as Batman because he did a good job as the voice of Batman. And also, one of the issues I've had with some of the animated DC movies recently is they have changed some stuff just for the sake of changing it. And in the case of Long Halloween, they stayed fairly loyal to the graphic novel. So that made it a lot better because Hush and Batman Hush and Superman Red Sun both deviated to the point where I cannot watch either of those. And it kind of sucks because Hush is one of my favorite Batman stories. But yeah, Long Halloween is definitely worth the watch. Um, do you have Constantine House of Mystery? Because if you don't, you'll need to pick that one up as well because I don't think the shorts that were in the individual releases are going to be on the deluxe edition. Because if I remember correctly, I think Blu-ray.com already did like a press release sort of thing, and the special features really didn't mention the showcases or the bonus episodes of that they always include on those. So make sure you also pick up the House of Mystery short so you can get the. I think it was Blue Beetle and the Losers were included with both of those. I could be wrong on that. But outside of those, I think I forget when Long Halloween's coming out too. So that's definitely going to be a must buy on my end. And also on the DC animated thing, we've got the Green Lantern animated movie coming out at the end of the month, I think. And DC Super Pets is going to be in theaters, I believe, also this month. And yes, I will be seeing DC Super Pets day one because I am a huge DC fan. Like, we're talking strictly comics here on what I'm about to say. Like, I actually like read more DC stuff than Marvel stuff. Don't get me wrong, MCU is for the most part killing it on what they do. But when it goes to like what I read, and even with some of the other stuff out there, I think DC, I've always preferred DC over Marvel. Like, I really enjoyed the Black Phone. The thing is, though, with that one, I don't know if they're going to do an unrated version or not. I don't know, like, I'll be honest, I never read the short story that it's based off of, so I don't know like how far they get with some of the stuff in the short story. But I gotta say, I overall enjoyed it. It was definitely one of my favorites of the year so far. Like it, one of the biggest issues I've had with like some of the theatrically released movies this year have been some of them are just way too long, and that one told its entire story in less than 2 hours. And I also thought the kid that played Finney was really, really good. The fact that he had so many scenes with Ethan Hawke and held his own with Ethan Hawke in those scenes, to me, was just a huge standout. And the girl that played his sister, like seeing Jeremy Davies in Constantine and Justified. And I know there's a couple of other things I've seen him in. It's just those are the first two things that come to mind. But the fact that she was able to hold her own in the scenes that she had with him was also really good. But yeah, it would be cool to see like an unrated version of it, because there's some stuff that they do in that movie that I think if they went a little bit further, they could have made it a little more disturbing without necessarily crossing like any lines to the point of people like not wanting to see the movie. And also, I wish more people would have seen the movie. I was upset when I saw that its first week it was like number 4 in the box office. Like I wasn't expecting it to beat Dominion by any means. But I wish more people were watching it. And tomorrow is when my local theater is going to fully announce like all the movies that are going to start playing on Thursday and Friday. Hopefully, before I go out of town this weekend, I will be able to see either Marcel the Shell with Shoes On or Where the Crawdads Sing. And also, if y'all are into horror, I saw where there either is or there's going to be another trailer for A24's Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Because that one looks like something that's going to be an interesting watch as well. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can either see Marcel the Shell or Where the Crawdads Sing either this weekend or possibly even on Monday or Tuesday. It's just going to depend on when I'm going to be able to. I've got to agree with you on the this being one of my favorites next to X. And yes, Ethan Hawke has done his thing being like playing more antagonistic roles lately. So it definitely would have been cool to see him do that, do some more stuff like as the antagonist. So that would have been cool. And I loved X. So I've mentioned this in quite a few videos. My favorite slasher film ever is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And X gave me Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes. So I really enjoyed that movie. And I'm curious to see where Ty West is going to go with the prequel that still doesn't have a release date. I'm kind of surprised by that. I was also surprised that they didn't include the mini trailer that was attached at the end of X in theaters. That wasn't in the that wasn't on the home video release. But seeing, like I said, X was just amazing, and again another movie where they were able to do everything they needed to, and even set up stuff for the prequel Pearl. And I think Ty West said that the third movie that he ends up doing, should Pearl be successful, will be a film that takes place after X. And I feel like some of the stuff that happened at the end of the movie is going to be like what he's going to be teasing for a potential sequel, where we're going to get more on like Mia Goth's character on that one. But yeah, those two, Batman, Everything Everywhere All at Once, I don't think X has a 4K release here. To my knowledge, there currently is no 4K release of X in the States. And right now, because of the pandemic, I haven't really done any importing recently because shipping prices to and from America are just outrageous right now. So I just got the standard Blu-ray. I want to say, I know Germany, I think, got a media book. I don't know about the UK, though. Normally, the UK and Germany are the two places I do a lot of imports from. And Japan might have something, but Japan's exchange rate's ridiculous. To this day, I don't think I've ever actually imported anything directly from Japan. I've just found stuff on eBay where someone's either trying to get rid of it or I just managed to get in my bid at the last minute on eBay. And apologies for that. I had a text a second ago, so I wanted to see what that was about. I have heard rumors that there is supposed to be a 4K release of X in the States. I haven't heard anything else beyond it's rumored to be happening. My guess is if it does happen, either one, Lionsgate wanted to see how the movie was going to do as far as its physical release goes, or two, we're going to be getting one of the A24 shop exclusives like we got with Lamb and the Souvenir. Because those are pretty much my main guesses on that one at the moment. I personally would not mind an A24 shop exclusive. Yeah, they're a little pricey. I very much enjoyed it. It is hands down one of my favorite movies this year so far. And I gotta say, I think that movie coming out before Multiverse of Madness is one of the reasons I didn't enjoy Multiverse of Madness as much as I did. The thing is, with its runtime, yeah, it's a little long. But the thing is, I don't know what exactly could be cut out other than making a few scenes here and there a little bit shorter. Because it feels like everything they put in there is actually necessary for the story. So outside of making a few scenes a little bit shorter, which probably wouldn't have even made the movie that much shorter, I don't know what else could have been done on that part. I got to say, with Everything Everywhere All at Once, I hate the fact that I missed out on them doing a limited IMAX run with it, because I would have definitely seen it again in IMAX, but the week that it happened was a week that I was out of town, and the area where I was staying at did not have the movie playing. So my window of opportunity was really short, and by the time I was able to clear time in my schedule, missed out. One of the other things I also got to say I also enjoyed about Everything Everywhere All at Once is the fact that it was still having success even when it was starting to get phased out of theaters. Because we need some more original content. We can't just always rely on IP. As much as I love the Batman, as much as I love the MCU, we need some original titles on the big screen. But that's just my personal opinion on it. I also got to say with everything as well, it took me a minute to realize that was Jamie Lee Curtis. It took me a minute when I was watching the movie in theaters to realize, oh shit, that's Jamie Lee Curtis. I was wondering when she was going to show up in this. I don't know why it took me a while to realize it when I was watching it, though. And I had the stuff I've seen in theaters this year. There was those two, the Black Phone, Everything Everywhere All at Once, the Batman. I do believe I mentioned X, and I think I gave an honorable mention to The Bad Guys. Not necessarily it wasn't my favorite movie I've seen in theaters this year by any means, but I had no intentions of seeing it at first because it just didn't look like something I was going to want to see. And then quite a few reviewers told me, oh, and also it came out the same weekend as The Northman and Unbearable Weight. So, hey man, what's going on? I saw you have a live stream going on later. I will try to be there to see it. So, if I'm not, I do apologize now if I'm not able to, but I'm going to try to be in your, stop by and comment on your live stream a little bit later on. Pretty much I've just been doing answer some questions last little bit. I explained why I haven't done a new release video the last few weeks and showed off everything I've picked up over the last few weeks, which was some Arrow video titles, some A24, the Phantasm Box Set from Walmart, Lucifer Season 5, and I got the first 2 barbershop movies at Dollar General for $5 each. But yeah, just pretty much been answering some questions and giving my thoughts on some stuff. Oh, I thought yours was today. I don't know why I thought it was. All right, so tomorrow I will definitely be able to. For whatever reason, I thought yours was today, and I have something else I have to do like right after I end this. So yeah, I'll definitely be there on that one. I've got to be honest, I don't remember the last time I watched True Lies, but now that you mentioned, I might have to go back and rewatch that one too. I forget the last time I watched it. But also, like, shout out to her for still being able to, like, do some of the stuff that she's done in some of her recent movies. Not even just with Everything Everywhere All at Once, but also in the Halloween movies. And she's done a couple of one-offs here and there on some TV shows, too. Yeah, I think the only thing I'm picking up, which will probably be tomorrow or Thursday, I'm going to pick up Batwoman Season 3 because I own all the other Arrowverse stuff. I think that is the only major release on my end. And hopefully before I go out of town this weekend, I can go to Barnes & Noble so I can get Raging Bull on 4K. Because I think that was the other big release that came out this week on my end. But I can't really hate on Barnes & Noble for this part because at least the one in my area has always been like this. They never have their new releases up when they first open on Tuesdays. It's usually later in the day or sometime on Wednesday when they have their stuff up. Like, I've managed a little bit of luck here and there, but it's something I've always noticed with them over the years, so can't really say anything. But I have heard Killing Eve is a good show. Just, I personally haven't watched it because I am behind on a lot of shows right now. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, I haven't even watched Batwoman Season 3 at all, and it's only 13 episodes. I'm hoping to binge Season 3 of The Boys either at the end of this week or early next week. And yeah, I think those are the main ones right now. And I think you may have already seen my Instagram post, but those are probably the 2 biggest releases I have picked up recently, which are the True Romance and Wild Things box sets. I went with the Blu-ray ones because my local Barnes & Noble had the Steelbook for True Romance, but not the 4K boxes. And I wanted the boxes because I actually read the books with them. And I think I've picked up most of the stuff that I've wanted to get over the last few weeks because that's another thing too. not a lot has really come out over the last few weeks that I've been wanting to get. Or if it is something I want, it's something from either Shout Factory or Kino Lorber. And most of that stuff's not in stores in my area. I don't live in a big area, so can't really say anything one way or the other on that one. And oh, The Boys is really good. Definitely recommend it if you get a chance. Like, if you're a Prime member, I mean, obviously it's on Amazon Prime. If not, personally, I felt like the price was worth it for both seasons. Yeah, you only get 16 episodes for seasons 1 and 2, but for $30, it's not that bad. I at least thought it was worth the price. And they've also got the animated spinoff Diabolical. And season 3, I am definitely curious about because I know a little bit of some of the stuff they mentioned in season 3, and it deviates from the comics. And it has an effect on how, whenever they decide to end the show, it's going to be different from the ending in the comics. And that's got me curious about what they're going to do. Not to mention, everyone on the show does such a good job. But I think that's really the only one I've gotten to really keep up with. I don't, like I said, just scheduling. Like, I still have a day job. I still do my thing with writing. This weekend I've got a convention, so I can easily make time to watch a 2-hour movie or something that's less than 2 hours. But when I'm watching a TV show, I tend to want to watch more than one episode at a time. And with stuff that's on streaming services like The Boys or even Killing Eve, the episodes are longer than an hour, and then you kind of have this desire to want to continue watching it. But at the same time, if you've got a schedule similar to what I have, it's not an easy thing to do. At least that's just how I've looked at it. And whenever I end up picking up Batwoman season 3, I'll probably watch through that while I'm doing my thing with my writing stuff. So it'll be something that's part background noise because I'm pretty sure that show's not coming back. Because the thing I've heard with that and Legends was that Warner Brothers didn't own the lot that those shows were on, and they decided to let the lease go up on the lot. So I doubt that one's coming back. So it'll be like part background noise, part, oh, hey, here's what they did in season 3. It does kind of suck they have a cliffhanger ending too. I did hear about that. And I also mentioned, as far as shows go, I did pick up season 5 of Lucifer. I did watch this. And I am curious about how season 6 goes because I don't have Netflix. As far as streaming services go, I have Amazon Prime. I had HBO Max. I'm going to probably re-up that soon. And I am more than likely getting Shudder in the future because if you've seen any of the videos, and everyone that's watched my videos probably know I am a huge fan of horror. So I will definitely be watching a lot of the stuff that's on there. And out of the stuff I own that was Shudder releases, like the Creepshow TV show is awesome. And I've got a couple of different movies here and there. And I need to pick up VHS 94 at some point. All right, so I actually do have something that I do have to do in a little bit. Hopefully FedEx will be here with my packages. And for anyone that has just joined in, the packages were not something that would be an unboxing for here. It would be something for my main channel. So to anyone that is just now checking this out, there's going to be a pinned comment down below for anyone that wants to follow my main stuff, which is Writer434. And that is the main reason why there haven't been a lot of new release videos on the channel lately. When I have to focus on what I do with writing, I kind of have to put Let's Watch a Movie to the side, because what I do as Writer434 pays my bills. That's my main thing I do. That's my main YouTube channel. It's my main Instagram. In fact, even when I'm talking movie stuff on Twitter, I never set up a second Twitter account just because I don't like Twitter as much as I used to. But yeah, I think I'm going to go on ahead and wrap things up. Thanks to everyone that jumped in on the live stream today. Greatly appreciate it. I know this was kind of a last minute thing on my end. So hopefully everyone's cool with why they haven't gotten a new release video. Next week, I should have a new release video up. At the moment, there's nothing major planned going on with any of the stuff I'm doing. So there's really no excuse on my end. As far as this week's videos go, I'm going to do a Let's Rank for my 5 favorite movies that have come out theatrically this year so far. And I'm thinking about doing another Let's Rank video for either the MCU or Pixar or something coming up. And I might do something with the DC animated stuff before DC Super Pets comes out. And I'll definitely try to do some more live streams here and there. The only issue is on my end, it would be in the middle of the day. And I know this isn't exactly the most convenient time for people. So apologies in advance, but the best time for me to do something is during the middle of the day. But yeah, I am going to go ahead and log out. So to everyone watching, thank you. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like what you see, leave a thumbs up. The comment section is going to be open for anyone that is watching the replay later on. So thank you all for watching, and tune in next time.